So sorry for everybody that was on previously. This is Gretchen Heidel, and I'm a professional astrologer, life coach, psychic medium. I was just on a few minutes ago, and I was having technical difficulty, so I'm glad if you're rejoining me live tonight on Facebook, or if you're watching the replay on Facebook, or if you are watching my YouTube channel, Gretchen Heidel. I'm the only Gretchen Heidel on the internet, which is really fun to say. So welcome everybody. I was having problems with my devices recording properly. So if you're just joining me, welcome. Yes, Marianne, I know. It was kind of crazy there for a second. It kept saying to rotate it, and I was trying to, and it didn't. So I am definitely in the middle at the very last, kind of Mercury retrograde, yes, is still kind of affecting us, clearly affecting me. Mercury retrograde ended on Sunday, okay, on the 12th. However, we're still in the shadow period. We're going to be in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde until the 26th. And I always tell people, remember that these planets don't just stop and start. You know, they slow down, they stop, and then they go backwards, and then they stop, and then they go forward. So it's just like a car. You can't just switch, do a switch. So people, somebody was saying to me on Sunday, because they were having glitches and I was having some glitches, and they were like, I thought Mercury was no longer retrograde. I'm like, at 4:30 a.m., it takes a few days for it to even move. So it stopped. That's why it's called stationary retrograde. If anybody ever reads astrology blogs, or hopefully you're reading my posts, I say stationary retrograde or stationary direct. That means it's stationary for that day, and then it starts to slowly go forward. And some of those planets, definitely like Neptune and like the outer planets that are like longer, they'll stay stationary for a few days, sometimes even a whole week. So just keep in mind that Mercury is still doing it, having its way with us. So if you're just joining, I'd love to hear from you. Say hi. I see a couple people here. Rita, my mom, hello, and Marianne said perfect. So if you're just watching, I'd love for you to say hi. Definitely go ahead and post your astrological sign. I'd love to hear from you, or even where you're viewing this from. I love hearing from everybody. So sorry about that, a little bit of a delay tonight, but Mercury is still technically wonky and glitchy. So welcome everybody. So we had a big kind of weekend with Mercury turning direct, and it was retrograde. Thank you for the hearts and the thumbs up. I love that. Doreen, Cancer. We're going to be talking a lot about Cancers. Deborah, Cancer. Hans, I think Sagittarius, right, Hans? Lori, Aquarius, Taurus rising. Welcome, Lori. Naomi, Sagittarius. Yeah, we got a bunch of Sagittariuses here. That's nice. Iris, Aries, and Cancer moon. Yeah, Cancer, we've had a lot of Cancerian, Capricorn, Cancer and Capricorn, Cancer and Capricorn. And I have to just tell you, I'm going to be talking more about Capricorn and Cancer tonight. Okay, it seems like the theme. Sarah said, hey, from Vermont, Taurus, Scorpio rising, and Sheila, Arizona. Oh, that's cool. Capricorn. Lori, California. Oh, that's nice. Santa Cruz Mountains. I have never been to California, Lori. I want to go. It would be cool. Renee, Sun, Gemini, Venus, Cancer. Nice. Nora from New York City, welcome. Han said yes, he is a Sagittarius, and Colette, Capricorn. I love all this. It's so great. Everybody's joining tonight. So we have another week, okay, where we're going to be talking. I feel like a broken record a little bit, and I swear to you, the planets are going to be different and changing next year, but we still have to get through 2020. And boy, 2020 has been like a sloppy mess, hasn't it? It's kind of a lot of awakening for sure, a lot of downloads. I don't know if any of you guys are getting any kind of, people call it like Ascension Symptoms. I feel like it's like adjusting to different energies. I don't know if any of you guys have had any of those physical energy symptoms like tightness in the chest, or any kind of, headaches or heart palpitations or any kind of thing like that. But, that can all be symptoms of, these planetary things. Aries is the head. So we've had Mars in Aries very active lately. Cancer is breasts and stomach, so definitely your tummy, your solar plexus. And then Capricorn is bones, and think teeth and knees and the skeletal system. It's also the skin too, so Capricorn. So we have a lot of like stuff going on right now. So I'm just going to get right into it. So many ascension symptoms, Penny said, in the last 10 days. Yeah, it's just been a lot. What I'm wondering, what symptoms you're having, Penny, because that can help other people too. Julia is saying headaches as well. Hey Julia. Yeah, it's been a lot. So we've had a little bit of symptoms, and we are oddly enough, I know it doesn't seem that way if you're looking in the news and you're looking online and all that stuff. It doesn't seem like we're ascending. But we are actually. Each time we go through these astrological cycles, and we're going to be talking more about these cycles. Nora's saying headaches as well. That's all that Aries energy. We have a lot of Aries energy. So last week on my broadcast, something I didn't mention was last Tuesday, about a week ago on 7/7, Chiron went retrograde. So we have like 6 to 7 planets retrograde, it seems, at all times right now. It's just crazy. And so Chiron's in Aries, Mars is in Aries, Lilith is in Aries. We have 3 major things in Aries. And so Chiron being in Aries is something that we need to heal. Okay, Mars is definitely action and aggression. Aries is the head and the head area. So it can be like your jaw, though Taurus tends to be more of like the lower jaw, but it's your eyes, it's your head, it's all that good stuff. It's the whole, noggin here. So we will get some ascension symptoms from this, and some of it is bumpy. So some people want to know, what are ascension symptoms? Ascension basically means that we're rising up. Okay, so some people feel that we're rising to a new level of consciousness, that we're rising up out of the old and into the new. And boy, what basically is happening, and how I'm describing it to people, is it's like we're in the universe's birth canal right now, and she's in labor. And all that squeezing and the contractions, that's basically what we're feeling. And what we're going to hopefully be doing is rising up into this new level or layer of consciousness, so that we're able to have a higher level of awareness and have a higher level of consciousness. And sometimes we have to see things that are wrong before we can see things that are right. So I don't know if that kind of explains it, but that's basically when we're talking about ascension symptoms. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of that before. Penny said mainly 3 chakras: heart, solar plexus, and sacral, a little bit of root. Yeah, that makes sense, Penny. So we're definitely birthing into this new energy and this new awareness, and so it's a lot about this. So we are having symptoms because it's kind of rough energetically, so it's not a negative thing, it's just rough. And so tomorrow the sun in Cancer is going to form an opposition to Jupiter, and then the day after, on Wednesday, it's going to form an opposition to Pluto. Yikes. So basically, I wasn't looking forward to this like spot in the summer, because all the cluster of planets in Capricorn will be opposed by the sun in Cancer. So if you are a Cancer and if you are a Capricorn, you're going to be feeling this without a doubt. But also, if you're in Aries and Libra, because, they're all the cardinal signs right now, you'll be feeling this too. Again, it doesn't have to be necessarily negative. In the news, it's fairly negative, right? I mean, we're getting a lot of like that global, kind of the virus and the masks and, Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. All of that stuff is swirling around to actually elevate us. And so we're in that universe's birth canal that like we're, the contractions are here. I'm like, hey, where's my epidural? Like, I mean, it's a thing that we're all sort of cosmically going through, and hopefully to bring us out on the other side. So the last time that Jupiter and Pluto were conjunct in Capricorn, the key is in Capricorn. They go through a conjunction every 12 to 13 years, and that's normal. But what's sort of not is this Capricorn energy. And the last time this happened between Jupiter and Pluto was 1771, which was the precursor to the American Revolution. It was kind of like in the American Revolution. So we're in the American Revolution sort of time frame right now. And if you think about it, I mean, yeah, it feels that way to me. I don't know about you guys. And then, but think about what it birthed. It birthed the Constitution. Hello. So 1776 was the Constitution. But it was like we're in the labor and the contraction period before we're about to birth this big thing. And it is a big thing. I mean, you know, we have a lot of stuff that's changing, shifting, and just kind of like hang on. Okay. Thea said, thanks for the history. Oh, that's me. I love Thea runs the ghost tours here in Vermont. Hopefully you'll be able to do those again, because I love the history that you tie in with the ghost tours. So if you guys are ever traveling to Burlington, Vermont, hopefully after the COVID thing, you guys will check out Thea's ghost tours, because it's really fun and amazing. My mother and I went on it together, and it's a unique way of seeing the city through a different lens, through the lens of history and ghosties and spirits and all that stuff. It was fun. So anyway, basically we are in that same period of the American Revolution, the 1771 time frame, and it's going to be leading up to something that's going to be even bigger and better, hopefully. But we're going through some stuff. So Jupiter and Pluto are coming together 3 times this year. Just to remind you guys, it was 4/4, 6/30, June 30th, and then it'll be November 12th. And so 3 times. And so basically each time has correlated with some kind of spike or sort of thing with COVID, and great debates and a lot of rising up and all this kind of stuff. So basically that's the deal, is that we're going to be in this all year long. And then at the end of the year, we're going to be facing what's called the Great Conjunction, which is going to be between Jupiter and Saturn in Capricorn. The Great Conjunction, and I don't have the date in front of me, but I will take a look for you guys. I wasn't planning on talking about the Great Conjunction tonight. I've been kind of holding on to that one, but because I don't want to overwhelm people. But the Great Conjunction, I'll just say, I apologize, I'm having some allergies tonight, is something that is really, really, it's like a game changer. Okay, so we haven't even seen this one yet this year. So they're only coming together once, and that's Jupiter and Saturn. So what's happening is Jupiter and Pluto are coming together. Jupiter and Saturn are coming together. Saturn and Pluto came together. So we had all 3 of those are kind of like swirling this year. It's like these 3. And Pallas Athena, which a lot of astrologers don't talk about, but I do because I use asteroids and planetoids. Pallas Athena is mixed in there. She's the strategy of war. So we have really 4 kind of planets in the mix there. So the Great Conjunction is kind of a crazy thing, and I can't really find it. It's not jumping off the page at me right this second. It's going to be in December, and I'll talk more about this at some point. But basically, what the deal is every president that has ever been elected during the Great Conjunction has actually died in office, or had an assassination attempt. There's only been 2 presidents that lived through it, which was George Bush and Ronald Reagan. But all the other ones have died, including Abraham Lincoln, including John F. Kennedy, including all of these other presidents. And some of them got sick and like had a heart attack. They weren't just assassinated. So whoever is elected, I'm not saying who, I'm just saying whoever is elected during this particular election is potentially not going to make it through. So when you're voting, and hopefully you are voting, I'm a believer in voting. I think like, hey, it doesn't hurt to vote, just vote, you know. But whoever, if you're voting, really keep in mind who the vice president is. Okay, I'm just putting that out there, because the vice president in this particular round coming up is going to be very important. However, I've also kind of gotten this intuitive feeling like about Donald Trump not maybe making it through somehow. Like, I don't know if he drops out or quits or cancels the election, or some kind of major historic thing is going to happen during this particular election. It's almost like we can't even get away from it. So, but all of this is birthing, like we might even be going through some more stuff, some more muck. I mean, the difference between 1771 and 1776, I mean, that was 5 years later. So remember, we're going to be in this birthing sort of period, not just in 2020 though. 2020 for real is like, I feel like almost like the height of everything. It's really, really contentious, and history in the making. I've been titling my stuff History in the Making. So getting back to what's happening this week, the sun now is opposing these two, almost like a full moon, how full moons oppose things, only the sun tomorrow is going to be opposing Jupiter, and that's going to be coming on July 14th at 3:58 a.m., so really overnight tonight Eastern time. And then the next day, on Wednesday the 15th at 3:13 p.m. Eastern time, the sun is going to be opposing Pluto. I like to give you guys the exact times, but hey, we're in it right now. We're already feeling it. We were already feeling it this weekend. We'll feel it the whole week. So this is a big thing. And then next Monday night, so I'm going to be joining you guys during all of this, but next Monday night, then the sun's going to oppose Saturn. And so really in the next week or so, it's going to be opposing all three of those planets, and that's a lot. So what happens when the sun opposes those three planets? Well, those three planets are the major, what I'm trying to say is they're the major change makers of this time. And so when the sun's opposing it, we're going to be hitting a bump in the road, or a hiccup, or that's a major birthing contraction, like, oh my God, that one hurt. You know, we're going to be in that kind of time. Just to sort of reframe it for you, this is all leading to positive change, but it's like we're going through some muck to get to the positive change. It's like again, giving birth is painful. Hello, it's painful, but hello, then you have a little baby, and yay. So it's like part of that process. That birthing process can be painful. We might be feeling physical ascension symptoms. We've been talking about that a little bit. Heart palpitations, feeling a little bit nauseous, or having like a little tummy upset. Definitely, Cancer is tummy. Solar plexus, which is yellow. Okay, so a wonderful solar plexus stone is definitely citrine. I'm a huge fan of citrine. Believing in yourself. Hello. And that solar plexus area is your, like, your belly button and your peritoneum. Okay. Somebody was saying they're having some jaw twinges, and so just some other things that are happening. That's all sort of part of this ascension symptoms. Okay, that we're sort of feeling. Definitely with Pluto, we are definitely looking at some harder core energies. Now, I will say anytime there's an opposition or a square to Pluto, those oppositions and squares are really difficult when the sun gets involved with that. I mean, that can be violence, that can be all kinds of stuff. So, I don't want to say watch yourselves, because that's a weird thing to say, but just like, obviously this is not the time to take risks and a lot of chances and sort of tempting fate. I mean, that's not really the time to do such things. So I have my bracelet, but I also have, Pluto is like that, those lower chakra colors. So definitely when we're looking at, I have these bracelets, which is mostly carnelian, and I believe this one's jade, a different type of color jade, but I'm not 100% sure. It could be carnelian. I don't label these, but I probably should. But anyway, these colors are great for these lower chakras with Pluto. We're talking about the root chakra and, safety and security, basically. During Pluto transits, that big massacre in Las Vegas took place. The Unabomber was a Pluto transit. You know, I mean, like sometimes bad stuff happens during Pluto transits. Oh yes, Leslie, it's Jasper. You are absolutely right. It is Jasper. I was trying to find the name in my head and I couldn't find it, but that is Jasper. But the color is kind of what I'm sort of trying to show you guys. So anyway, so basically, and definitely you don't want to miss your grounding stones. Okay, some black kyanite. I have some black onyx here, some hematite. You know, I always wear my hematite and everything. But anyway, you guys want to ground, because really it is a thing where, you know, we can be feeling this, especially if you're empathic or if you're an HSP, which is a highly sensitive person. During this week, we can feel that contentiousness sort of happening. Again, it's going to result potentially in something good. I mean, I know people that are having breakthroughs, like crazy breakthroughs. Jupiter makes everything big. So just think about adding Jupiter is like adding speakers to a stereo system. It amplifies, it grows. Another astrologer I'd heard said, what did she say? She said, Jupiter is like adding fertilizer to a garden. It grows, it makes it big. And then Pluto is just straight up change. I mean, Pluto's change is like hit you in the face type of change. It can be rough. I mean, sometimes Pluto changes are rough, but it usually tears something down before it rebuilds it. So it's like a phoenix rising. That's the sort of symbol of Pluto, is phoenix rising. And all of this is in Capricorn. Again, Capricorn, knees, teeth, skin, and skeletal systems, okay? And they're opposing each other. Cancer archetype is home and family, home and family, home and family, and domestic. And then Capricorn is really about work, structures. So like the government is a structure. It's like kind of how we do things. Capricorn's your goals and how, you know, your daily life and stuff. You know, so anybody out there, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, because I'm not going to stay on too long tonight. But I just wanted to tell you about this big opposition that's going to be coming this week. So it's a little contentious this week. Now we have a nice kind of fun spot, we'll say. It's a little fun. On Thursday and on Saturday, Venus is going to be highlighting Ceres, the asteroid Ceres, on Thursday, the 16th. And on Saturday, the 18th, Venus is going to be highlighting Saturn. Anybody out there looking for a commitment? Anytime Venus highlights Saturn, there's a little commitment stuff. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, how we love. Again, these are squares, so they're not entirely free of stuff, but when we get Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, so at least it's something to do with love. I mean, I like talking about love is good, and so we need love this week, because not just could we be struggling, but other people are struggling. And I have noticed in my own personal life, I've had a lot of clients calling me about basically death. But also, there's a lot of babies being born right now. A lot of this stuff is like portal energy, meaning souls are leaving and souls are coming in. And that's kind of part of this cycle. I know a lot of people are dealing with grief, dealing with loss and stuff like that. So remember that other people are struggling, even if you're not struggling. And if you're not struggling, hey, that's awesome. However, other people are struggling. So remember that everybody is doing their best right now, and it's just tough energy. So be a little kinder, be a little sweeter, be a little more compassionate, you know, be a little bit more gentle, because a lot of this energy, especially with Aries involved too, it's like smacking us in the face. I mean, it's pretty aggressive. So we want to make sure that we're just kind of we're staying grounded. And if you need to take a minute and breathe and all of that good stuff. So I have a couple of people. Leslie said, okay, Pluto is squaring my sun right now. It's rough, but you're rolling with it. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of changes. Squares are definitely a little bit more contentious. There's a lot of changes going on. However, the changes are ultimately going to be bringing something more positive and whatever. And we are going to be seeing a spike, unfortunately, in the COVID cases and various other things this week. And it's just how this energy is. It's just how it is. So we want to make the best of it in our own personal lives. Where is your transformation happening? Because everybody's got a personal transformation happening in their own life. Some of it's easy, some of it's definitely not easy. However, it's changing us. It's pushing us to grow. It's pushing us to it's not like in the middle of labor you can just be like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. You kind of have to see it through. And that's what these planets, they're not letting up because they want us to see this project, this thing in our life, this love relationship, however it's affecting you. All of this planetary energy, the health changes that we're going through, whatever you're going through, the planets are pushing us to see the labor through. We can't just stop and go, oop, I'm all set. I don't want to have a baby anymore. Like, we are on this path and we have to have the baby. So that's what the universe is doing, and that's why we're getting pounded. It goes retrograde, it gets forward, and they're just like, these 3 planets are just kind of doing this all year. They're just hovering next to each other all year. So that's basically what the deal is. So somebody asked, Naomi, a friend of yours is in labor. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. I was just talking about how souls are coming in, souls are leaving, and souls are coming in. It's interesting they're in labor tonight because a lot of the people were experiencing labor around the eclipses. So let's see here. Slow and steady change. It's going to be all year. This layer. What's happening is a layer gets peeled off, then another layer shows itself, and that layer gets peeled off, another layer shows itself, and that's how these planets work, and how they're trying to do this thoroughness, if you will. So we're really learning the lesson, and we're really giving birth to this new baby, which is going to be coming. But not yet. We're still in the labor, and we're going to be in the labor all fall, even into the winter. We're still going to be in labor. So do your Lamaze. Bring, get some ice chips. Have a dear one hold your hand, okay? All of that stuff is good to keep in mind while you're having labor, right? What else do you do? Someone rubbing your back, feeling good. Maybe walk around a little bit, all of that stuff is labor stuff. So hang in there. So Naomi, your friend is in labor right now, okay? I'm going to pull a card, okay, for a friend, your friend that's in labor right now. Oh, clairvoyance, okay, clairvoyance. And this is about seeing in your mind's eye, seeing your friend being able to give birth successfully. I will say there was talk of a C-section around this birth, Naomi, I think. I still feel like for some reason that's up in the air or something. There's some kind of a thing around that. But see the baby coming out, see the baby being able to be born fully and correctly into this world. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe was the baby not facing the right way or something? I don't know. There was something going on with the baby, Naomi, if you can comment. But I feel like we're going to get this baby out into the world. However the baby ends up coming, we're going to get the baby out here. And that clairvoyance means that I'm helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Okay, so Archangel Raziel is the card for your friend. So just tell your friend to hang in there. I can see her giving birth to this baby. Okay, she was breech until last month. That's what I was seeing, but I feel like we're kind of turning it around, and there was some talk about a C-section stuff. I feel like all that's working out. And I'm seeing the baby coming into the world. So hang in there. I got 2, so I'm not sure if it's 2 hours, 2 a.m. you know, like I got 2, so I'm not sure what that means, but I got the number 2, so it could be 2 hours from now, so whatever time it is right now, or 2 a.m. But I'm feeling this baby coming, so hang in there. That's exciting. I'm excited. So the baby will be a Cancer with a Taurus moon. So you can tell your friend that your baby has a Taurus moon. Her baby has Taurus moon. So that'll be a very nice little baby. Okay. Andrea, hi. Okay, about a person your partner met. Uh-oh. Oh boy. You know, Andrea, we're going to be dealing with a lot of jealousy issues. Pluto's active right now, so remember that's the deal. Yeah, everybody send Naomi's friend who's watching this broadcast positive birthing vibes. It's funny, we're talking about birth, so we're going to send that little baby. Okay, so Andrea, what happened, if anything, with Sagittarius? Oh, honey, yeah, listen. Chakra clearing, girl. Got to clear those chakras, okay? Archangel Metatron, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes, okay? I don't really feel like there's anything. I feel like what's happening, Andrea, is that you're kind of having jealousy. You're kind of making a mountain out of a molehill, I'm sorry to say. And it feels like you can put this to rest, like clear your chakras and start to see things clearly, because you're kind of a little clouded right now with feelings of jealousy. So I hope that works for you and helps you. I really want you to cancel clear. Pluto, dark side of Pluto is obsession, jealousy, rage, depression. I mean, woo, that's like a lot. Is a lot. So we don't want to obsess too much on something, because you know, I always tell people who accuse partners of cheating all the time, it's like you're cheating, and it's like you're driving it in, okay? And then all of a sudden the person's like, well, screw it, I might as well cheat. You know, it's like you're driving in the energy, you're like implanting the energy. Yes, sometimes people cheat just because they cheat and whatever, it's not somebody's fault. People can be victimized, but I don't want you to obsess about that, because then you're driving in the energy. So I hope that helps, Andrea. Okay, so let's see here. What I missed some of these here. Lots of love for that baby. Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome. Amir, can I please have you pull yes, no card? All right, I will pull a quick card, and I think I'm going to do one more Doreen about travel plans. So I'm going to, let's see, Amir, could you please do yes, no card? Gentleness, Amir, gentleness. As far as yes, no card, I would say this is a gentle yes. I mean, it's like not smacking me in the face. It's more of a gentle yes. Archangel Sandalphon, be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. I'm getting something in August time frame, so it's not that far away. I don't know if that helps, but that's basically what the deal is. It's a gentle yes, but I feel like there might be too much pushing or something, so you need to kind of slow it down just a little bit. Remember, there's 6 planets retrograde right now still, even though Mercury, so for last week, there were 7 planets retrograde. Now that Mercury went direct, now there's 6 planets retrograde. 6 is too many. It's like a lot of retrograde. So we want to keep pushing and driving and going forward and doing all these things, but, it's not really like a time to really like, plus, you know how it, or maybe you don't, but like giving birth, if you're meant to give birth quickly, you will give birth quickly, like in a taxi cab, you know, it'll be that type of a situation, or it could be a very long, arduous labor. We're talking about the universe's ascension symptoms and giving birth, and that's kind of what the deal is. So I hope that helps. Doreen. So I wanted to look, I think I lost her. Okay, Doreen wants to know, will her son be safe while traveling? Your son's pretty smart, Doreen. Your son's pretty smart. Life review, okay. During Archangel Jeremiah, take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that's unbalanced. Your son probably works too much, is what I feel, is a little unbalanced with that. But I feel like your son's smart, savvy, knows what they're doing, knows how to maneuver, get around, but needs to maybe slow down, maybe not work so much, maybe not travel so much. I mean, there isn't a pandemic going on. So I just feel like that needs to be put back into balance. I'm not as worried as much about the riots as I am COVID for your son. Not that I'm thinking your son's getting COVID, but I just like the exposure and stuff like that. So I hope that helps. Archangel Jeremiah, life review. And life review sometimes makes us look back on our life and go, what did we do right? What did we do wrong? Did we make a mistake? Did we not? Are we moving on? And all that kind of stuff. Oh, nice, Sherry. Big move to Montana this week. See, yeah, you're gonna, this Jupiter-Pluto stuff is like pushing us to change our lives. It is a real adventure this year. And a lot of people are cursing the adventure. I mean, but it is an adventure. We're all on this crazy trip together and we're all handling it different. But we're all on a crazy trip right now, and that's basically what 2020 is. It's a crazy ride that we're all on, and we're all changing our lives in different ways. Some of it's love, some of it's health, some of it's yeah, Doreen, he works too much. That's part of he has to like look at life review is about looking at like your life going, there's more to life than work, that kind of a thing. So, oh, Lori, all right, I'm going to pull one card for Lori. Okay. Possible job change. You're so good at what you do. You just need to do it at a different place. Oh, beloved one. It's interesting, Lori. I don't know why, but I'm seeing, it looks like my symbol for Maine. Are you going on a trip or a vacation, Lori, or something? There's some I'm seeing an ocean with rocks and crashing waves, pretty, very pretty. Maybe you're going to be on a trip, maybe you're there now, but there's something with an ocean that I feel, it's not a flat beach. It's a beach with like some rocks and cliffs and stuff, like more of a Maine beach, ocean type of situation than like a Caribbean kind of a thing. Oh, you just moved to Maine. Gotcha. I was seeing all this Maine stuff and I'm like, woo, why can't I stop seeing that? You just need to find a different location. You're wonderful at what you do, okay? So you just need to find a different place to work in a different location. You got the card of beloved one, okay? Now, that's Archangel Chamuel. I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. I realize that's not answering your work question, and I think that's the universe and the angels want you to think more about your partner, your soulmate, or somebody that's important in your life, because you kind of need to tend to that right now. However, I just literally feel like a job change for you, if you do one, is just like boop, like you just do a same job but maybe at a different company, or you do something along the same lines. It feels very kind of easy schmeezy, but I feel like there's other things that need your attention. So I hope that helps, Lori. That's so funny that you moved to Maine. I didn't even know that. Okay. Awesome. So I hope everybody is doing well. I have to get going because I have my puppy Lily is in her crate and I know she wants to run around and be free tonight. So I love all of you guys. I'm sending you lots of love and light. If you have any questions for me and you want to have a private astrological session, please feel free to send me a direct message or text message. I'd love to hear from you. And yes, I do astrological sessions. I also do astrological charts, print charts as well, if you're interested in those. Yes, be well, everybody. Remember, the new moon next week on Monday is a big new moon. It's going to almost feel, I'll just say this, the feeling of that new moon is not really like a normal new moon. It's going to actually feel more like a full moon. It's a contentious new moon. Yes, we can still write our new moon manifestation list, and that's going to be next Monday. I'm going to do a broadcast on that day, on the 20th, July 20th. We'll be able to do our new moon manifestation list and all that stuff. However, this particular new moon is aggressive because it's going to be caught up with all this oppositional energy, which is very similar to full moons. So I hope everybody it has a safe week. Remember, lay low, practice your grounding, okay, with your stones and all that kind of stuff. Lay low. Don't get into any, this is not the week to have these big talks and fights and hash things out. This is a week to lay low, do lots of breathing and relaxation techniques and all those things, okay, because it's going to be, and have lots of compassion and understanding, because right now a lot of people are going through some crazy times. So reach out to a friend, reach out to a person, a relative that you know, tell them you love them, because it's important right now. So I hope that helps with everybody. Take care, be well, and I'll see you guys next Monday night, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel.